Hey there, everyone. I hope you are all doing good. Today, I want to talk to you about my Fostex 3180 Spring Reverb. I'm not going to actually fully feature demo it. I want to explain to you how I use it. So I have aux number 1 of my mixing desk. It's going into the input number 1. There's this input mix switch that sends the input of what you send in input number 1 to the spring number 2. So sending just one mono signal, you get a stereo image reverb at the output. So as you can see on the pots, the dry is fully down and the reverb out is fully open. So this means that if I start a little beat, so this is the dry sound of my 880 from System 80, and I can just send this to the reverb using my aux 1 pot. It will start to blink red when you overdrive the input. So I have the two output, channel 1 and 2, going back into the mixing desk inside a stereo channel. Right now you're listening to it with the normal sound with no EQ on it. But what I do most of the time is that I do some EQing. Just for fun, let's set the send in pre-fader mode. So right now we are listening only to the reverb on its return stereo channel. Just for fun, let's listen to all the preamp sound, not using the reverb at all, just the gain. This is one of those like bad preamp, but that do have a nice overdrive sound. So back on the full reverb one. Add in some more levels. This is full reverb. What I usually do is that I tame the eye a little bit. I sometimes emphasize another portion, like 1K or 2K, depending on what I want. Okay, let's listen again. This is the kind of thing that I like to use as a sort of dub FX. You have the thing going, and once in a while, I love the sound of this one. Very dub. And the fact it gives that wide stereo image is a really good bonus. You could actually run two separate things into it. But I really like to use it that way. Always good to have a reverb on a mixer, on an aux, always available. Now let's listen to some synth sound. I'm going to play my ARP 2600. Actually going to play an arpeggio, so it will be easier to manipulate. This is the sound dry. Going to the 3180. Just to give you a quick example, this is how it sounds with the 2600 own reverb. Love it as well, it's much darker. I'm using a mono input, so you don't hear the stereo part of it. Let me put it to stereo. Back on the 3180. One sound that I like to do with this, I've been doing it with my verbal system most of the time, but it works with any synth, is to just use a trigger like this. And this trigger, I'm going to just massively EQ it, like add tons of low. Some 5K as well. And when it starts to overload, it makes that prubbing thing that I like. It almost makes sort of a kick drum. Like super wet kick drum. Love this technique. One simple trick as well to know does your spring reverb is a real one. Hit it. Make all sorts of weird sounds like this. One thing I like to do as well is to feedback it. If you send it into itself via the aux, get those nice ringing feedback tone that you can shape with the EQ. Just playing with a parametric band here on the channel where the reverb is going back. What was the last thing I wanted to say? Yeah, like every spring reverb, it's hell noisy if I put it a bit louder. Like, yeah, it's just like taking all the parasites possible. But anyway, that was my little tour of this lovely unit. It will be back when I will do the video about the AD202 because I use it in conjunction with it to make what I call my homemade space echo. And that's it. See you next time. I'll make a little sample pack out of the drums of the 808 if you want. Go grab it on Patreon.